Welcome to the pork tenderloin cook at Whiskey and BBQ.
Cheers.
Now, pork tenderloin, I requested this because about 10 years ago, a friend of mine brought a pork tenderloin to an office. It was way in the middle of nowhere, and he cooked it on a green egg smoker.
Yes.
And it was delicious. Of course, it was smothered in about 10 gallons of baby Ray's, but it was good nonetheless. So today, the cook is going to take you through prep, cooking, and the finished product, all in the span of just a few minutes.
Awesome. It's going to be fun. All right, so big green eggs, ceramic cooker. Here's my general rule of thumb with all cooking. If it tastes good, doesn't matter how it's cooked, what it was cooked on, it's good. So remember, best barbecue is the way you like it. So pork tenderloin, part of the back of the pig, it kind of follows the spine. This is basically what we're looking like with the pork tenderloin. These are what's called split tenderloins. It's what you normally get in most stores, Costco, H-E-B, your other regular grocery stores. Normal pork loins are giant, they're like 3 feet long, 4 inches around, they're huge. So whenever you're seasoning these, just season them however you like. I mean, everybody has different kind of seasonings blends they like. You can have your own that you pre-make. You can get store-bought ones. There's no right or wrong answer. What I will tell you is that pork likes salt and pepper. I'm a big fan of what I call the SPG life, salt, pepper, and garlic. Pork loin. Today we're doing these on a 26-inch kettle. I love kettles because of how they cook. They're nice, they're even, they're just awesome to set up. We have it set up with the basic back area zone. Whenever we get in here in a second, you'll see it. Pork loin seasoned up. Grill's been going for about 15 minutes up to temperature, all nice and hot. You're gonna wanna cook it about 425, 450 inside of your grill. If it gets above that, choke it down a little bit, get the temperature that you want. Grilling is really, really easy. Just play with it, have fun, enjoy it. Beautiful pork butt, all seasoned up. I'm sure my sound guy's gonna let me dragging a pan across the table where a microphone's set up.
Tell me about your basic zone layer before.
So, the way this is set up, you'll notice we have the charcoal and everything banked along the side. I also have 2 pieces of pecan sitting right above the charcoal, and that's gonna give me some good smoke flavor. The reason you do a 2-zone is you kind of roast things that way. I do it with baskets. The only reason I do it with baskets is because a grill came with them, and it keeps my coal and everything nice and set to the side. If you don't have them, no big, never mind, doesn't really matter. All right, pork loins are on. Just kind of keep them away from the fire right in the center. Now what you're gonna do, whenever you close it back up, make sure you have your vents on the opposite side, because what's gonna happen is it's gonna draw the heat and smoke across your meat, giving it that nice roasted kind of flavor. We're gonna let these go. We're gonna come back in about 10 minutes. What we're gonna do is obviously open the lid and you're gonna check for temperature. Now, crazy part about this is, like with all of our other videos, this isn't the first time we've attempted this one.
It was about 107, 108 that day, and the thermometer was just left out in the open.
Roughly, yeah.
Which I wouldn't think that a thermometer, of all things, would overheat, but apparently the electronics inside are susceptible, and that's okay.
So, and this is ironic because our first YouTube follower was a friend of mine named Michaela. She's the one that also sent us gave us a little text message earlier.
Oh yeah, that's nice.
So
surprise bottle.
Here's the thing. I will always say that grilling is an art. However, it is a science first. It's just like any other art. People that want to paint knowing that mixing green and blue make purple. Things along those lines. Not green and blue make purple. Red and blue make purple. See?
Science first. Yeah. Artist comes second.
Yes. So learn the fundamentals, learn the science part of it, and then once you've learned it, then you'll learn when things change and how to have a whole lot more fun with it. So we'll see you in about 10 minutes. I love the way those look.
Yeah, I'm not gonna let those look really good.
Yep, definitely good. All of them are at 160, 165, all the temperatures are good. So what we're gonna do now, yep, everything looks solid. We're gonna take these off and we're gonna let them rest. Because it's really important that whenever you grill something or something that goes on heat, especially meat, let it rest for a little while.
What is rest? Okay, so you take them off and you just let them sit there?
Well, so what we're gonna do with these is you take a handy dandy piece of foil and you just lightly put it over it. Have fun editing that noise. And you just let it chill out. So what it does is the meat's going to continue to cook a little bit.
Because it's hot.
Right, it's hot. It's got stored energy and everything else in it.
Okay.
So it's just going to continue to cook. Before we get to that, it's always a good idea if you're cooking, especially on a grill. I've got lots of coals that are left in there. Have something else. Have stuff for lunches for the week. Throw some chicken breast on there. Throw some boneless chicken thighs on there. You still got heat. It'll still cook for another hour or so.
Okay.
So don't waste it, like I'm about to. So what the rest does is, because everything's so hot and it's picked up so much energy. Okay, so geek speak for a second.
Okay.
It's a whole potential energy thing. So the meat has absorbed a lot of heat energy to cook. So what's going to happen is that's going to continue to go, and the meat is going to have tightened up, and you're going to have really tight muscle fibers. Things are going to kind of be hard to the texture or the touch. So
hard.
Dad bod.
The rest.
The rest.
So it's hard right now.
Right now.
Cover it up. You let it sit.
You let it
and
relax.
What happens to
So
the hardness?
what's going to happen is, if we were to cut into it now, you see those people that cut things and you have all the juices and everything all over your board. It's because you didn't let it rest long enough. All the muscle fibers are still really tight, and whenever you cut it, it squeezes all the juices out.
No kidding.
Right. If you let it rest, everything relaxes, the juices redistribute through it, so whenever you cut it, you don't lose all your flavor on your board.
I had no idea.
Well, that's why you're my friend.
Yes.
And you come over here and eat.
Yeah, well, it's becoming more of a thing.
All right, I think the next time we're going to see y'all will be inside, and we're going to cut this thing up. Let it rest for about 15 minutes. You want it to go
I was going to say, is there a good rule of thumb, like how long do you cook, whatever?
A good rule of thumb is about a quarter to half of your cook time. It can get kind of crazy if you're cooking a brisket or a pork butt that it took you 18 hours to cook. It doesn't need to rest for 9 hours. You can let it rest for a couple. You need to let it rest for a couple hours in a cooler before you pull everything out. Because same thing, juices are still a thing, and it just went through a marathon. This will let rest for about 15 minutes. The juices are distributed through. It's been cooking about 30, 40 minutes, so it should be solid.
See you inside.
Meat's been resting for a little while. Got a lot of people at the house. Remember what we said? You smell the pits. Dinner's at 6. It's 7:40.
It's a true thing, and there are
cameras, everything.
A lot of kids in this house.
There are like a lot of kids in this house. It's kind of amazing. It's quiet. So let's cut into this. Let's see what it turned out. So meat's been resting. We shouldn't have a lot of stuff on the board. We will have a little bit because it's pork and it's really juicy and it's still kind of hot. So I'm gonna grab paper towel. Talk look cute.
There's a little bit of juice on the aluminum foil here, but I guess that's part of the resting process, as we were talking earlier.
Yeah, it's got a little compass on the thing. For the record, this has been a 7-year journey getting this because I'm lazy and I don't like to look very hard.
Old Putney, follow us on Distiller. Old Putney, follow us on Distiller. Oh, we want to talk about the Distiller thing now, or talk about it later?
I just want to say we love Distiller, and thank you so much for collaborating with us, because us as writers ain't that good. Us as barbecuers is that good. Us as drinkers, pretty good. Us as writers.
We'll talk more about that later on. So, hi, Aiden.
I've noticed that you don't have the knife here. You have the knife like angled. Is that
So,
just normal? You gotta
it's-
have it? Is there a reason behind
It's
it?
a chefy thing. I'm not a chef, but what it is it's called cutting on a bias.
You saw it on a YouTube video and decided to go ahead and do it?
Yeah. Well, what's good about it is it makes it to where this pork loin. Well, I'll show you.
All right, I'm stealing this, by the way.
Okay.
And this is going up against something that I can still taste 13 years ago. That's how long it's been. Keep in mind, that was smothered in sweet baby
Hurry
rice
up and
barbecue.
chew and talk. Yeah. Okay. So now that he's got food in his mouth, I'm gonna stop talking for a second. The reason you do this, and we'll cut to an overhead shot, is
Whoa.
it makes it to where you have the same cut of meat, but it suddenly looks more substantial.
Whoa. Oh, that was good. It took a second, and then like the salt started coming through, and all of a sudden there was just like this blast of pepper that was like, guess what? It's delicious.
Salt, pepper, garlic life, baby.
Oh, get the T-shirt. It's on the website, whiskyandbarbecue.com.
Do we have it on there yet? Have you made one yet? You're just like making a mental check note.
Editing this right here. Move along. Nothing to see here.
I thought
So here's how it looks. Everything is good. Sides for this, went ahead and did an oven roasted potato. Again, it's lemon pepper, garlic, salt. Real simple. They've wandered off. Thank you for joining us. Remember, the best whiskey is the one you like. The best barbecue is the way you like it. And it's best when shared.
And if your friend steals your whiskey,
Careful, that's
steal his back.
Cheers! Cheers!